What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devan. This is Melo. And is Brett ready to go? Brett is here
Give
today.
it a thumbs up.
Here we go. And it's Brett Jackson. What up, Brett? Can you hear us?
What's going on, fella? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. We're trying out some new technical toys over there on Bread's in chat. So bear with us. Bread, can you still hear us and everything cool?
Yes.
Good.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Let's
We
go.
can hear you. We
Let's
there.
go,
We
Tim.
there, man.
Can you hear me now? One of those old
Yes.
Sprint commercials.
Can you hear me now? Well, we finally got Bread back. So everybody can relax about that. He did not leave the show. Here he is. Life still goes on. Stuff happens. You know what I'm saying, everybody? So what I'm trying to do, here we go. I got it. All right, fellas. So Brad, how you been, man? What you been up to? Brad, can you hear me?
I've been good. I've been good, fella. I've been good. Just handling business.
All right, my dude. That's good stuff. Melo, how about yourself?
Man, I'm good. I can't complain, man. Happy to be back. Been gone for a minute. Missed Sunday's live, but it was a good one. You and Tony held it down yesterday too, as well. So pretty awesome.
Yeah. Dennis coming right out with it, man. Don't really know how to address this. We'll address it a little bit later in the show about what's going on. So here's the deal, Buckeye Nation. We gonna be all right, man. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm gonna get into it later. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna be all right, but we'll see. Anyway, did you guys watch the press conferences today?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. So we'll get into a little bit of that. But what I want to do is I want to start off getting y'all's opinions, because I have not heard y'all's opinions on the Northwestern game. So Melo, I want you to start off and you guys just dive into Northwestern game as far as offensively and defensively.
They started off slow, but it is what it is. They took care of business at the end of the day. I felt like the defense played pretty well overall. Obviously, Northwestern had a good game plan and good scheme and threw some new wrinkles in, scored on that first drive. It is what it is, but I guess the second drive, because the quarterback fumbled on the first drive. But,
Yeah.
I think the defense played really well. I love Caleb Downs. That dude is a beast. Freaking Cardinal Tate's touchdown catch in the corner end zone was sick when I saw it on replay, because initially the camera setup was terrible by Fox, and I saw the back of a fan's head instead of the actual touchdown on the initial version. So that was cool. I wish JJ would have made that catch, would have had 10 TDs, and it would have been sick, but hit the ground, unfortunately. I thought Will Howard played pretty well. The run game was pretty decent, so not too many complaints.
Yeah. Brad, how about you, man?
I don't have an issue at all whatsoever. I know they left 4 touchdowns on the field, to be honest with you. They play very, very well with the O-linemen, the 2-headed monsters in the backfield. Will Howard played well. Defense played phenomenal. Special team have improved this past weekend. So yeah, man, they did well.
Yeah. So obviously at the beginning of the game, it was the defense. In the first quarter, I think when they had 3 offensive drives or something like that, only touched the ball 3 different times. So, I mean, during the game, obviously everybody knows how I am. I get a little emotional. I was texting Brad during the game, and he had me cracking up the whole time because
you texted both of us. I just put mine on D&D. I saw it. I just wasn't responding. I was at my daughter's game. I'm like, Devin's old boy.
It's freaking out, man. But the truth about it is, dude, Northwestern, they had a good game plan together. That's football, man. We had them for the very first, we stuffed them on first, second down. Then they had 3rd and 13, and they ran and got 13 yards on us. So that just happens sometimes. But this defense is elite, man. You go back and watch the film to that game, dude. I mean, Sonny Styles. I mean, Kenyatta Jackson was disruptive as well. Caden Curry. But like, Downs, all of them. Like, this defense is just elite. I got to get your guys' opinion because I've already talked about this a couple times, but Burke, man, Burke's coming back up. People are giving him a really hard time. I don't know if you guys heard my opinions or not. My opinion was I reminded people, I brought up his stats from when he was a freshman, right, and a junior, and reminded people who he is, okay? So what's your guys' thoughts, man, on Burke? Because he's had a couple catches made on him. Obviously, the Oregon game's where this started, and now every time he gets a catch made on him, everybody just flips out and thinks the world's coming to an end. So, Brad, what's your thoughts?
I'm not going to give up on Burke at all whatsoever. The best of the best have worse days, have bad days. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's a part of the territory, a part of the package. It doesn't matter how you put it. I still think he's an elite cornerback, and I'm still going to stick with him regardless of what. I think he's going to be top 5 DB going to the NFL. He's just having a rough moment ever since the Oregon game, and not everybody going at him now. So the only thing he has to do is step his game up, tighten up a little more, tighten up them bolts, and them nuts and them screws, and he's going to be all right, man. He just look, he's a target right now. Hey, why not? It is what it is. If I was the OC, I'm going at him too. So he got to tighten up. That's all.
Look at the chat. That's our other Buckeye boy, Tony, in here. Denzel burnt, I guess. Tony, get out of here, man.
I'm expecting him to bounce back. There's only so many times that the QB could put the ball perfectly and the wide receiver make a perfect, hard contested catch game in and game out. Eventually, he's going to break right. Burke almost had a pick in the Northwestern game if it wasn't for one of his teammates running into him. So, I mean, that catch that dude caught was a great catch. It was perfectly placed ball. So, I mean, if that's how you're going to get beat, that's how you're going to get beat. I mean, it is what it is. Any DB is getting beat with a perfectly placed ball and a wide receiver going up and making a play.
Yeah. Keep this in mind.
Like when you're saying Denzel burnt, Denzel only really got burnt in one game. And those dudes are all like 4-2 guys. So, I mean, they're burning every cornerback on one-on-one.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely did not get burnt in the Northwestern game. He had good coverage on all of those, especially that over-the-shoulder ball. I mean, that's a hard one to cover, man. He should have maybe found the ball, but I got some extra thoughts to think about here. Number one, our running defense is phenomenal, right? One of the best in the nation, and we absolutely shut down Northwestern's run game towards the end of the second half, right? And then also, right, yep. Which receiver do you think Burke's going to cover most of the time? You think he's going to cover the worst receiver on their team, or do you think he might get stuck with their best receiver most of the time? The team's best receiver. It's the team's best receiver most of the time. So if you add in the fact that the run game gets shut down, Jim Knowles was blitzing the entire game, that's going to put that in Denzel Burke guarding their best receiver most games. That's going to happen, man. I mean, as a corner, you can't stop every single pass from happening. I mean, it is what it is. I still have faith in him. I think he's going to be great. Dude was an All-American freshman. He only allowed 0.88 yards per snap last year as a junior. He was the 7th-ranked cornerback. So, I mean, that was as a junior. So, what about Iggy? Do you guys mind, got another pass interference? You guys mind the way Iggy plays ball, Melo?
I mean, he gets a little too handsy. After 5 yards, you got to let it go, honestly. But it's something you're going to have to live with. He's going to play. He's going to get these PIs, at least one a game. That's at least what it feels like. So, I mean, it is what it is. This last one, if he wouldn't have wrapped his arm on his waist, then it would have been fine. But he did wrap his arm around his waist. So, it's not his typical where he doesn't get his head around. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Brad, what about you?
I love it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you why I love it. He's physical. I love it. Now Melo just hit it on the head. He can't be too physical to to get the penalty. But guess what? He ain't giving up no touchdown. And that's why I love it and I respect it. Because he's a DB. I played DB when I was in my playing days. Listen, if you don't want to get burnt, I'd rather hold, take the 15, and deal with the consequences later. It is what it is. But I like it.
Yeah. There's Jim Knowles was asked this about in his press conference today. He was asked about what are we going to do in the Indiana game about Rourke's back shoulder throws. He's really good at them, and he said, be physical. He said, that's the best thing you can do. So, he was asked whether he accepts one penalty a game or whether he doesn't. Jim Knowles' response is, no, you don't really accept them, but they encourage their corners to play, right, aggressive and rough like that. And I just have a sneaking suspicion that you see all these penalties and stuff, and a lot of people think that reflects on what type of corner Iggy is in a negative way, like as far as NFL draft goes. But I just don't see that. Do you guys think it would hurt his draft at all with these PIs and all that stuff? I still think that he'll go pretty decently in the draft. But what do you guys think? Nothing. They don't think anything. We're going to move on to another topic.
Let Brad go first.
Hold on. What was the question again? One more time.
I'll answer it.
I misheard that.
You think Iggy's PIs will affect his NFL draft? People are talking about it's making him a less of a corner.
For anything, he won't be a corner. He might be a safety. For anything, will it affect him? It's a hit or miss. It's a coin toss. It all depends what schemes he's in on the next level. But I think he won't be a bad DB because he's physical. He's fit for the NFL. So my answer to your question is a hit or miss. It's a yes or no.
Yeah,
for me,
gotcha.
I'm not sure. I think it probably will a little bit, but it wasn't like, how much is it really going to affect? He wasn't going to be a first rounder. Like, let's be honest. So, I don't think it's really going to affect him that much.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The chat's talking about it, so I'm going to bring this up real fast. Everybody in Buckeye Nation, there are these rumors circulating that Seth McLaughlin got injured in practice today. Nobody knows that for sure right now, right? If that is true, let's send some prayers his way. Hope that he's okay. So here's what I want to do real fast. How's the first off thoughts about the O-line in the Northwestern game?
They did phenomenal. They did phenomenal because I'm gonna tell you why. They did a lot of adjustment. Once Simmons got hurt, they did a lot of adjustment. They tried to put the best O-linemen, the best tackles, the best guards, and then of course the best center, right? But now they got to rearrange and make adjustment as the season goes, which I love about the coaches. With Donovan Jackson at the tackle, I love it. He's a football player. He's a ball player, and I love it because guess what? He's doing it for the team and not for himself. You get what I'm saying? So I love that part. But at the end of the day, the trenches gonna get you to the national championship. That's on defense. That's on offense. So I love it.
Amen.
I thought the offense was starting to gel and was clicking, and then we get hit with possible terrible news. So, I think we'll be fine because, Carson was a beast at center anyway last year. So, I think the O-line did pretty well, respectfully.
Yeah, if you think about that, we had a left tackle go down. We had two left tackles go down. They put Donnie at left tackle, moved Carson to left guard now, but Carson was a center all last year. So I think we got a backup there. And then you got Austin Sareveld, who started the year, right, and has played a lot. So we have that. We've been building that depth throughout the year, and it's there. So, we pray that rumor's not true. We will obviously, people will find out, but I'm not over here tripping. Does it suck? Yeah, for sure. But I'm not going to trip about something. Number one, I don't know for sure. And number two, season ain't freaking over. You know what I mean? We still got some ballers on this team. One player goes out, it's next man up mentality. You hear the players talk about it all the time. That's what it's about. They'll get the player ready. They'll come in. They'll take care of business, man. This is Ohio State Buckeyes, dude, surrounded by talent, man. So, and we got Chip Kelly, man. He'll figure some stuff out, dude, for sure.
Most
But
definitely.
I just want to remind Buckeye Nation real fast of something. I got a number for you guys. I don't want you to tell me if you recognize this number at all. 4,741 days. What's
Dale,
that? What's that?
I'm not for Ohio.
I'll say something.
No.
I think
Okay.
let me think. Is that the last time the team up north beat us without cheating?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's been 4,741 days. I just wanted to stop, let everybody know that real fast, that's how long it's been since they had to go out of their way, cheat. They also lost their quarterback in their class because they went after a $10.5 million quarterback that's not going to get. Didn't they just lose their highest ranked safety flipped to Alabama as well?
Yep.
So I wanted to cheer everybody up with a little bad news for them, because we're way better off than they are, no matter what happens. Amen. Praise the Lord.
Yep.
What up,
before you go on, Deb, I want to ask a question to you guys and the Buckeye Nation. Can you give me a based on my me being on the podcast, how am I doing? Am I bashing anybody or saying anything negative about a coach, a player, or anybody, period? I just need to know.
No.
Yeah, so 100% not. You haven't at all. You've actually, me and Melo have got into some stuff before about some players and stuff like that, and you let that be us, right? You have always said positive things. And the way you handle things is I love it. You come at it from a coaching perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never bring the fact that you're a parent to a star player on the Ohio State Buckeyes. That's just the truth. He's going to be a starting defensive end. You don't bring that into this, man. You do this because you love football. You used to coach it. You used to play it. So that's the perspective you come at. So nobody could ever say anything like that. Everything's recorded, put here on YouTube. So no, you got a beautiful way at communicating right things, and it's from a coach's standpoint. So nah.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah, of course. And of course you might give a perspective of a parent, but that's more so like when you're giving examples mainly to help me out through this recruiting process,
right,
or other people that are going through similar things. But it's never like, yo, that's my son, he should be playing this and that. No, you look at it, you remove yourself from the situation. I feel like you're an honest person. If you thought your son was playing horrible or wasn't one of the best, you would call him out right here and be like, yeah, he needs to step it up.
I call him on the phone, send him a text message. Hey, homeboy, you need to tighten up, homeboy. What's going on? He know.
Right.
He know.
Exactly.
He know. So listen, man. So I just want to know, and I want to get the insight on from everybody's perspective of how I'm doing on the podcast. So that's all.
Nice. I'm going to ask you guys a question now. Do you guys want to talk about a few things that was said in the in the interviews today with the coaches, or do you want to dive into what we think needs to happen for this Indiana game? What do you guys want to do?
We do both. Hey, whatever you want to leave, it don't matter.
Pull up Emily, man.
Hey, yeah, man. Hey, dude. Hey, we Buckeye strong up in here, dude. Ain't nobody playing, man.
Emily, I want no sleep.
I love it. That's good stuff. All right, here we go. I'm going to dive into these press conferences a little bit. I'm going to give a few shout outs first. Number one, JJ, semifinalist for the Blitnikoff Award. I went some way online today and voted for him. Travis Hunter's the winner, or not the winner, but he's leading wherever I went to vote. Fans don't vote, or do fans vote for that?
No, I thought that's the writers and journalists.
That's what I thought. But anyway, somewhere you can vote for it. All the fans are picking Travis Hunter, then that receiver from Estrepo from Miami, which, oh my God, I can't believe the Miami player's ahead of JJ. JJ's third. So find that site, Buckeye Nation, go vote for him. I don't know if that means anything, but go give her a shot. Okay, so Jim Knowles what I found interesting to him was he was obviously asked about CJ Hicks. Okay. We all know CJ Hicks. CJ Hicks, 5-star prospect out of the state of Ohio, very sought after in there, thought he was going to come in. He's talked about as an athletic freak all the time, right? And just expected him to dominate as a linebacker. Okay. But now he's come in. We saw him get a lot of playing time at the beginning of the year, looked a little lost on the field, right? We saw it happen again. The Purdue game, got in there, looked a little lost, missed some tackles, showed up a little bit for Northwestern, blitzing, right? So obviously, Coach Knowles got asked about that in his press conference, and he pretty much said that, yes, he sees that in CJ's future, being more in a role of blitzing. So let's dive into that a little bit, Brad.
I'm talking from a coach's standpoint. Listen, CJ here's gonna be a bad boy. Listen, man, let me tell y'all something. Real talk. Some can get it right off the bat, and some could be a delay. Listen, but the best part about it, the one that delayed, that's who have the full knowledge. At the end of the tunnel, and when that switch come on, he gonna be a dangerous player on all cylinders. So guess what? Y'all should be patient with him, man. Y'all should be patient with him. He can play football, man. He can play football. I seen him on his high school highlights, and I actually seen him live in the All-American game with my son and Auburn and Powers. Listen, they can play football, man. It's just right now, it's just not his time right now. It's just not. But when that time do come, he gonna be a dangerous player. I'm rooting for CJ Hicks, and I believe he can be an elite player, and he will be an elite player. That's for sure.
Yeah, for me, Austin Ward tried to take credit for it. He like, everybody should be thanking me basically for this happening.
Hold up. Did he really?
Not in those exact words, but basically, I'm summarizing, paraphrasing.
The reason why I'm like doing all this because I can just picture and see his face now talk about it.
No, he basically he's taking a lot of heat from people like, what a dummy, you know what I'm saying? To where the SID had to have a conversation with all the journalists. So like, I think a lot.
Well, number one, he shouldn't have put that on the internet when he did. Edit it out, get it off there. I'll say it, but whatever, man.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Melo, keep going.
No, you're good. So like, I mean, yeah, and he made his tackles this time. You remember last week, the week before Northwestern, he was missing tackles. This time he's making them. If you're gonna blitz, you better get home, because if not, it's gonna be bad for your defense if you don't get there. So like, the only issue I had with CJ the week prior, him saying that after the game, is they blitzed you and you didn't get home. This week you got home. So like, good. Keep doing that. Keep being consistent. And you're going to find a role on the field, because we're going to need that. It's going to help out the secondary, really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So our DBs won't be getting smoked and cooked as much as people like to say burnt.
And I'm gonna add to that. He's getting on the field. We can see how he getting on the field. So that means he's doing something. He's doing something right. But he had a magnificent game last week, man. He had a magnificent game, and I love it that build the motivation within himself. Like I told y'all previously, you have to bet on yourself before you bet on anybody else. You have to trust yourself before you trust anybody. Listen, the man gonna be dominant, man. He's gonna be dominant.
Yeah, I love it too. You know, there's the player aspect of it, and then there's also the coaching aspect of it that I want to get into, that I want to talk about. And it's the fact that, you know, they tried him at linebacker, okay, and saw that it really wasn't working. And now they're putting him more of blitzing positions, right? So that shows that, you know, these coaches are at least stepping out of the box a little bit to not waste a player's talent, right? They're getting them on the field in any way they can. So I think that goes a long way. I know that's been a little bit of a holdup before with this coaching staff, taking a lot of criticism for not playing certain players and not utilizing them the correct way. So I think this is a step forward, right, for the coaching staff as well to utilize him. Shout out everybody in the chat. SC Buckeye, what's good? Karis, Emily, Burks, glad to see you in here, Burks. The respectful, what do we want to call him? The respectful, he's just, he's a fan of that those other
Yeah,
guys.
he's the ops.
You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude, though. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Shout out to SC Buckeye, aka Chris. We just met up in South Carolina this past weekend. Cool dude. He had all the moms talking about him because he was this dude is a really smart guy. And he was talking to the girls, helping them with what they should do in college, how their grades are. And he knew everything about every different college. It is insane. And like, he was just sitting there chilling, having a couple beers with us. So like, thank you for pulling up, my brother.
Yeah, amen. So, Melo, did you hear anything else that Noel said that you want to talk about? I didn't. Nothing stuck out to me. You know, it was all generic stuff after that, unless you heard something.
Nah, my bad. Everybody's in the chat talking about Seth.
Nah, you're good. I got
distracted for a second.
Yeah.
No, not really. That was it. You hit up on the Igbenolson thing about accepting a penalty. Shout out Spencer Holbrook for that question. You hit up CJ Hicks blitzing. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. He didn't really say too much, actually.
Yeah.
It was kind of boring.
Yeah. People are coming in on the Seth stuff again. Nobody knows for sure, everybody, but we are the Ohio State Buckeyes. We gonna be good, man. Next man up mentality, if it is true. Day got up there, right? He talked about Caleb Downs, right? And I want to talk about some of the things that everybody already knows, but nobody really says it, right? So Day kind of talked about Caleb and why he's so good and went into his preparation. And he gave a few details, like he shows up to meetings before coaches do. You know what I mean? He shows up hours before practice and gets that other work on the field. And he just goes about his business like that. And then other players are taking a hold of it, right? And following his footsteps. So, you know, I just want to take a second. Let's talk about Caleb Downs, how big of a piece he's been to this team, but get a little more specific than just saying he's a dog, right? Because we all know that. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him, man. A big pickup in the transfer portal. Dude's just a professional. So
very professional. He's a very respectable young man. I haven't met him personally, but you can see the body language. And how he walked. He walked firm. He walked stern. He just I just love his mannerism. Period.
For me, I've been witnessing this for 6 years. This is how Caleb has been since high school, man. He is a dog. He's very instinctual. The thing about Caleb, which people probably don't realize, his dad is a coach. And his uncle or godfather is Bly. He played for the Jaguars. So he's grown up in football. When he was 6, he was breaking down film and breaking down plays on whiteboard since he was like a little kid. So like now you think about doing that for 10 years. At that point, when you're 16, you're pretty much a savant compared to everybody your age, because most 6-year-olds aren't breaking down film and creating plays. And he's doing, by the time he was like in 4th grade, he was doing it on his own. His dad wasn't asking him to do it. His dad would take him to work with him, and he'd just go in the office and just do it on his own for hours. And then he would ask his dad to come in and they would run over it. So like, this is the type of person you're talking about when we're sitting here having this Caleb Downs discussion. And Will Howard said it best. He was like, I don't think I've ever seen him miss an open field tackle. And I've been thinking that forever. This whole season, I haven't seen him miss one tackle. Knock on wood, just like Will Howard said. But that's who you're getting. You're getting elite athleticism with a savant mind on your back end. And what I say when we did the little preseason thing on Ohio Pod with our predictions, I said Caleb Downs is going to be the main reason that our defense is going to improve and we're going to win a natty, because he allows players to go to their natural positions and he's at the back end cleaning up all the mess. So we're seeing that, and let's see how it continues to play out. I just want to – they threw the ball on him 2 times this entire season. Throw at him one more time so that way he could get a pick. That's all. Yeah. That's all he's missing is his little pick.
You know, so Northwestern threw at him or in his area, and the receiver first off, perfect throw, perfect catch, but he body slammed him to the ground. Like that's football, man. Even Caleb Downs, got a pass caught on him. I mean, it was him and somebody else. They were in a zone, so you can't really say it was on him per se. But still,
it was in between him and Burt. But
that
was like the perfect placement.
Yeah, it was a good play, man. And sometimes that happens in football. The thing that got to me, what made it funny is, Day's sitting up in a press conference, and this is what he says. He says, even as a coach, when you go talk to Caleb Downs about football, you better know what you're talking about. When he said that, I was like, ooh, dang, man, this dude's for real. It's kind of like the same thing Matt Guerrieri said at the beginning of the year when he said that, he's got to, it forces Matt to go in as a coach and be a better coach because Caleb is so prepared that Matt has to be more prepared because he's the coach. And that's what, Caleb does, just all, good things around the whole team. It affects everybody. Will Casbarrett, dude, they brought him up, said he was going to practice this week and said that they're going to try to get him back Saturday. Is that even realistic? Didn't he break his collarbone? What's going on here? Somebody that knows more about football, let me know.
4 to 6 weeks. I broke a kid's collarbone in 6th grade playing tackle football at on the playground at recess in middle school. He was out 4 to 6 weeks. I still remember that because it sounded like a twig broke. You could hear a snap. And they're like, I can't move my shoulder. So I carried his. He was on my bus, so I carried his bags to his house. I felt really bad. I wasn't trying to break his collarbone.
Melo, I think you was a bully, Melo.
No.
Melo, you just busted yourself on live air. You said, hold up. Did I hear you right? Did you just say you purposely broke a kid's collarbone?
No, don't be putting words in my mouth. Purposely never came out of my mouth.
I wanted to check. I thought I heard that. I just had to check real fast, man, because
I like John. That was my friend, man. I wasn't trying to hurt him.
But you are actually hit it on the head, Melo. It takes like 4 to 6 weeks. I broke mine when I was in the 5th grade. And that's like it hurts. It hurts. It hurts big time. If I raise my arm, you'll see a different. You'll see a bit different. And I'm 42 years old, so you'll see a bit different. So you are absolutely all right.
Hey, chat's really leaning into this. I've said a lot about it, so we're diving back into it. Bread. If Seth McLaughlin is out, are we screwed? Is the season over? Do we not stand a chance? Everything's throw it away. Might as well not even play. Pack the bags up. Everybody just declare for the draft. That's what we should do, right? He froze. Oh, shoot. Not a good time to freeze, Brad.
No, Melo. No. We still got to play football, regardless of what. The only way you're going to find out when they line it up against Indiana, against a tough team. Indiana's not a pushover. I'm telling you right now, fellas. I'm telling y'all right now. Indiana, I still like us to beat them by 17. But they're not a pushover. Our defense gonna have to play some football. I'm not worried about the offense. Well, now I probably need to worry just a little bit because of what's going on with the O-line. But I'm pretty sure we got somebody who's gonna pick up the slack and take over, man. So the season's not over. The season's far from over.
Carson Hinsman is going back to center, and either Austin Cerville or Luke Montgomery is playing left guard, and we're straight. Either way, like Devan said, we've been building up this depth through the beginning of the season. Austin has gotten a lot of playing time, a lot of quality playing time, and I'm 100% have faith in Luke. He's a beast. So, I mean, I hope we don't have any more injuries to the O-line or anywhere else on the team, to be honest with you, but I think we could survive this as well.
The craziest thing this year, fellas, within the last 2 years, we've been having issue with our O-line.
Yeah.
But soon as we put everything, on a silver platter, soon as it comes together, man, now it's falling apart, man. So
and now it's injury related.
Yes, and it's crazy, man. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Yeah. So for me, I'm just going to speak honest real fast. Yes, it sucks. You know what I mean? Like, if this is true, it would 100% suck. Seth's a beast. But you know who else is a beast? Okay. Carson Hinsman. When he came in, he's been like our best O lineman since he's been in there. He was center last year. He's got talked about in all these interviews about how much he's a leader and communicates on the line. Why? Because he played center last year. So you're going to get that same person replaced at center. Can you ever replace Seth McLaughlin at center if this is true? No, you cannot, right? But Carson Hinsman is a darn good player. Then who started at left guard at the beginning of the season?
Donnie.
Austin Seereveld.
No, he started at right guard. Left guard was Donnie Jackson.
I thought Donnie didn't play the first couple games, so Austin Seereveld started in his place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right. 100% right. My bad.
So if we move Carson to center, who are we replacing him with? Our first starting left guard. So, I mean, I get that we can't freak out about it, but honestly, listen to what I just said, right? Carson, our starting center from last year, goes to center. Austin Seereveld, our starting left guard from the beginning of the year, moves to left guard. And the O-line just been getting better and better and better. So it's 100% not the end. We got Chip Kelly, too, offensive coordinator. This is Ohio State, man. You know what I'm saying? So they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. So everything is definitely not over and done with there. So there. Yeah. We might address it one more time before the show's over. That's number 3. We might hit it 4 times. I don't know yet. But okay, so. How's that? How's everybody doing in the chat? Is everybody all right in the chat? There's so much things going on in there. I do not know what's going on in there right now. Is everybody cool in there, dude?
Hey, they look like they having their own conversation.
Yeah, they having fun. Whatever. If they're enjoying it, let them rock with it.
100%. I start reading theirs. I start losing where I'm at on the show, dude. Shame. But it's great.
But this game here is going to be a statement game to see how we perform on offense and defense. It's Indiana, right? But listen, for me as a coach, I don't take no team lightly because at the end of the day, mediocre team, they don't have nothing to lose. So they come to play football. You know what I'm saying? And then they come into the shoe and they come to play some football. Real talk. And
plus they want to go to the league too.
Huh?
And they want to go to the league too. And what's the best team to prove yourself that you can go play in the NFL?
Now remind you now, we can't lose no game to play in the conference championship. We got to win both of the games. Oregon. I thought Oregon gonna lose last week, man.
Yeah.
I thought them people came to play football, but they messed up at the end. Like the last 6 minutes of the game, they started messing up, man. So kudos to Oregon for finishing the game. But listen, I thought they were gonna lose, man. I thought they were gonna lose, but we got to win these next 2 games to play in the conference championship and the Big Ten championship. And I would be in Indianapolis for that one, just to let y'all know.
You what?
I will be in Indianapolis. when that game comes, that is for sure.
Dad, what's up? Should we make a trip? Can you make a trip
to Indy?
Yeah,
I'm there.
Yo, 100%. Let's go. Let's do a pod from Indy.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm telling you, I'm there. Yeah, it's over with. We going, man. We going. Hey, so before we dive into this Indiana game, just a little bit, thoughts on Will Kazmarek coming back from tight end, coming back from that injury, coming back. If he does, do you think, number one, he's
I'm going to be honest, man. I was never a huge fan of Will Kazmarek. I'm going to just keep it 100. I can't lie. I'm going to just tell you the truth. He was great at blocking. He's very slow in route running, but I also think that G. Scott's improving in terms of blocking and route runner. Jelani's definitely improving in blocking, but what's the name of it? Dag, why is his name slipping my mind? He got suspended last season for
Bennett Christian.
Bennett Christensen. Bennett Christian is balling. I'd rather Bennett Christian play Will, but it's always good to add depth to the room, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to complain that he's coming back, but I don't want to see him come back and just take his starting minutes again, because I feel like the rest of the room has been flourishing and improving. That's me personally. Now, I don't know how Brad and how you feel about that as well.
Yeah. Brad?
I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue at all.
Gotcha.
I'm good.
I share Melo's sentiments a little bit. I do. But Will was sound with his assignments, knew what he was doing, veteran player on the field in terms of experience on the football field. But I'm really into giving I don't, whatever we do, I don't want Jelani Thurman snaps to go down. I just don't. I think he needs to be in the game. So whatever it is, if he's back, I just hope that doesn't mean we don't see any of Jelani, right? I just don't want to see that, man. I was watching Jelani in the Northwestern game on the film, dude. I'm telling you, bro, that dude gets a hold of it. He can take over games. I mean, he's a freak athletically. You know what I mean? So crazy.
Yeah, if he puts it all together, he could be the Optimus Prime of the tight end room. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna change the subject, fellas. Breaking news.
Right.
Breaking news. You know the BCS rankings came out today, right? At 7.
Yeah.
Listen, they got Boise State, Oregon, Miami, and Texas as the bye. They got Ohio State with BYU.
Yes.
Yep. They got Alabama, Notre Dame. They got Georgia and Penn State. And they got Ole Miss and Indiana. That's the breaking news, fellas.
Yep. And all the SEC teams are not hosting. They're all on the road.
Facts.
I was just on Dog Post and Dog Nation, and they're over there complaining in the Film God Network, talking about the Big Ten of South Carolina was there. They would be in the championship. I like, hold your brakes. And then they were like, Georgia could beat every team that's in front of them except Ole Miss and Bama. And I was like, man, stop the cat. They would not beat Ohio State or Oregon. Like, what are you talking about? Then they got real quiet. So
I'm gonna be honest. This is my opinion. I'm gonna stick to it. All the teams that I just said that's in the BCS, Ohio State could beat all of them. Yep. If Ohio State play Oregon again, we're gonna beat them.
Yep.
Yeah. Because they seem like they're the more far offensive wise, they tough. I gotta give them the credit. But they defense suspect. They defense is suspect, like for real.
And I think that's the best they've ever played. And they had to do a lot of trick plays. They had to do an onside kick. Correct. They had to get help with the OPI. They had to have Will Howard slit on a possession, and then they had a whole bunch of false starts in a row that took away a whole possession from us because of the noise. They're not going to have that anywhere else that we play.
They had to call Will Howard down when he wasn't down to win the game.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just a fact. I like how that just gets. I get why it gets brushed over because it sounds like complaining. It sounds like an excuse.
Yeah.
We're not excusing that Ohio State should have played way better, right? But the fact remains, Will Howard started his slide with 1 second down. That means the clock stops. Like, that's a fact. So I love bringing that up because it just.
And I'm gonna say this again. I guarantee you, Oregon, they got their nuts crossed. They got their booty cheeks tight that they do not see us in the coverage. Tell you right now, fellas, like for real. Cause Ohio State coming. They coming to get the what was took from them. So they come to play football. So yeah.
100%. Yo, dude, Will Howard press conference called out the Ohio State fans, right? Said Brian Dade said the same thing. It's time to show up for this Indiana game, peeps. If you're going to the game, you stand up the whole game, you yell, you scream, turn up, man. First big game in the shoe this year. I know it's at noon. That don't matter, man. Show up, show out. Get these guys some false starts on third downs and get it going. One more thing that Will Howard mentioned. Gave a shout out to the coaching staff. Obviously, do you guys think Will Howard's passing is getting better as the year goes on? Do you think Will Howard is getting better as the year goes on?
Absolutely. And Zach Smith just broke it down today because Zach always knocks him about his deep passing. And Zach was like, yeah, could it improve? We haven't seen it consistently because we haven't had to take that many shots. But Will Howard is in the top 10 in terms of deep passing completion percentage in all of college football. So yes, Will Howard is a beast. He's going to be in New York City. We just need to win the Big Ten championship and him stay healthy so that way he can go to New York City and represent and continue that tradition of Buckeyes going to the city. And then meet up with him and take him on a tour.
Check this out, fellas. Hey, listen, I love Will Howard. I'm not comparing him with C.J. Stroud, but I'm gonna say it like this: when C.J. Stroud was running for Heisman and Desmond Howard, I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not respect Desmond Howard because he hate everything about Ohio State, everything, even the kids. You're a grown man, hate kids from Ohio State. Who raised you, sir? Like, who raised you?
He's from Ohio. He's from Ohio.
Listen, understandable, bro. But you're a human being, and these kids, they growing up doing the same thing, following the same footstep that he did when he was at Michigan, and things like that in the nature. But to sabotage or antagonize C.J. Stroud on Heisman night, I don't like that. So he gonna do the same thing with Desmond Howard. Will Howard, and just like it's the same protocol, regardless of what. Ohio State is an elite university, especially when it comes to football. They always been up there for decades, and you can't take that from them. Even when I disliked them for so many years, but I do not dislike this coaching staff because they ain't had no dealings with that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I love the coaching staff. I love Ryan Day. I love Coach Ryan, Coach LJ. Listen, I have mad respect for them people. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't gonna stay like that for the rest of the way. It is what it is. But Will Howard, man, he's increasing game by game. I'm gonna say it again. Whenever he make a mistake, he never rattled. He never rattled, man. Like he never rattled. It's like he always when he make the mistakes, it's like he'll probably go sit down somewhere and like give himself a self-evaluation during the game. And he get it together, bro. And I love that about him. I haven't seen a quarterback like that in years, man. I haven't seen a quarterback like that in years, bro. Like that is scary. So guess what? Watch out, man. Watch out.
You know the crazy thing.
Just tell everybody the truth why you really didn't like Ohio State, because you were a big U fan, and then we broke to you. Keep it real. We broke to you. They're still trying to recover.
Yeah, I cheated, but anyway. Can't close, Melo.
Yo, here's the thing about Will Howard, man. At the beginning of the year when we got him in the portal, I went back and watched every single game the kid's ever played in college. And, you know, I think me and Melo called this dude was going to be a gamer. I said my number one quality about Will Howard is that he's a gamer. What's that mean? It means exactly what you just said, Brad. Doesn't fluster. Look at him. He didn't do it at K-State either. The dude went in cool as a cucumber all the time, and that's just been his mentality, you know, throughout his career. And now he's just got better coaching at Ohio State to go along with it. So that's awesome it's awesome to see for sure. I had something else I was going to bring up. What was it? Oh, the Sonny Styles comment. I had it pulled up there. So
my bad. You want me to go pull it back up?
No, that's good. You're good. The one prediction I got right on the Northwestern game, at least I feel like I got it right, was that Sonny Styles was the defensive player of the game. I know he got that award. I want your guys' thoughts on Sonny Styles' Northwestern game.
Man, Sonny's getting better by the game. By the game. Like, let's
y'all thought I was joking, huh? Y'all thought I was joking, huh?
Brad,
y'all thought I was keeping us level. You was keeping us level-headed. We're emotional fans. You're a coach.
I understand.
So like, you see it from a bird's eye perspective. We down here on ground level. You know what I'm saying? We going through the trenches. We going through the mud with them. And like, we can't see past this little flat plain area that we're looking across. But yes, Sonny is a monster. He always had the athleticism, but now he's starting to play with it. And he basically, what I'm getting from these players is what I said, what Dev has said, and what you have said the whole season. Make it simple for them so they're not thinking. Just let them fly around. And that's what they're doing. And that's actually something that we missed when we were talking about Jim Knowles, because he brought that up in his press conference today too. Like, I see all this stuff, and I don't want them in my brain. I'm trying to simplify it for them because it allows them to play fast. And that's what our superpower is. I tell my daughter that all the time in her soccer game. She's faster than 90% of the players on every game. She's almost the fastest player in the field. I'm like, when you slow down, you're not using your superpower. You're allowing them to look better than what they are, and you're making yourself look worse. Just go fast. If you make a mistake, make it fast.
Yes, sir. I totally agree. There's a kid who played DB, and he transformed to a linebacker. It's gonna fit him regardless because that's where the NFL going. So he gonna fit perfectly with the outcome of it. But listen, I told y'all from the jump, man, y'all leave Sonny alone. He's a hawk, man. He's a straight eagle, bro. He's a straight eagle. The man can play some football. Just give him some time to adjust. You got to remember, he got to put his body in that formation because he's running against old linemen who like 3 times bigger than him. So he got to adjust to that contact because that ain't easy. It don't feel good getting hit by no old linebacker, bro. It's just not, especially a DB. So guess what? He's transforming and he's doing a hell of a job, man. So kudos to Sonny Styles, man. He's a complete ball player.
Yeah. You know the crazy thing? Nobody killed me for this, but as good as he played, he still could have played way better. Sonny Styles, his
yeah, I'm gonna take my bet off. I'm gonna take my bet off there, and I'm gonna spank it behind.
You gotta let me finish,
alone, man.
You gotta let me finish. The dude has the potential to just play absolutely out of this world better than he even is now, right? So
no, I agree.
That wasn't meant to be a negative comment at all. Props to Sonny. You know what I mean? I said he got defensive player of the game. I agree with it. That was the one thing I got right? Because I said I think Sonny Styles is going to be the defensive player of the Northwestern game. I said that before the game. I managed to finally get one right on the season. So he's just playing up to his potential now, and it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. And you better freaking watch out because, like Jelani, if he ever gets together, he can take over games. Look at all these players on this team that can take over games. That's another reason why us as Ohio State fans, if somebody gets injured, take a deep breath, man. Look at this roster. Look at who we got. You know what I'm saying? Like, and trust me, when I say that out loud, I'm mainly talking to myself. So just want to clarify. I need to take a deep breath, probably more than anybody else.
Hey, boy, you be going in. You be going in the text, boy.
That be going ham in the text messages, bro.
You got to relax. Damn, God.
Yo, listen, I only text you guys about that. You guys and then Donald are the only people I text during the game because I trust you guys never to repeat what I say. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have we would not have a show. Devan would not be welcome on Buckeye Boys.
I plead the fifth. Hey, well, listen, check this out. Jelani Sturman, he's waking up, bro. He's waking up. I can see the difference between the previous weeks and the previous games. He's waking up, bro. It seemed like, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, fella. I'm gonna give it to you blow on. The players see our podcast. I'm letting you know right now. They see our podcast, and I'm telling you, they see our podcast. So I'm letting you know. So listen, maybe they could build motivation off our podcast or what we say, even though we're not crashing them and we don't supposed to crash them. We just want them to get motivated. Be devoted within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't get devoted within yourself, you ain't gonna never be devoted. You know what I'm saying?
But the main thing, you never said anything crazy about any of the players. You always stuck up for them. Me and Dev really haven't said anything crazy about the players. We mostly be going at the coaches because these players have the talent. They have the athleticism. They weren't being put and used properly. They weren't being put in the proper position.
Right.
So, like, we were coming at the coaching staff for the most part, right?
Right. Right.
Now, we'll call you out if you drop the ball or something, but that doesn't mean – obviously, you're freaking elite.
Nature of the beast.
Ohio State University.
That's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the beast.
You know what I mean? So, like, at the end of the day, there's not a player in this team that I don't trust that's on scholarship to play and handle their business. That's why, like, even if it is true with Seth, even though I'm praying to God it's not because we're just better with him than without him, I still feel like we're going to win a natty. I still feel like Oregon's going to have hell to play in Indianapolis. It's going to be a whole different ballgame. So, like, if the players are out there, please don't take it personal. We don't mean anything personal. We believe in you guys for real. Like straight up. We really do.
The only player I've ever went in on bad is the kicker.
Knows.
And I already apologized to the kicker, right? He proved me wrong, man. Proved me wrong for sure. I really didn't get, I did. I told him he needed fired, but he's proven me wrong now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's made.
That's true.
Kicks,
we
so.
did go in on the kicker. Because I was talking
y'all,
to the
y'all went in on the kicker. Y'all went in and out on the kicker.
I said the men's soccer team is right down the hall. Go over there. One of them definitely hit a 50-yarder.
Hey, I Melo, said Melo, you went 3 weeks. You went on a 3-week event on the kicker.
It wouldn't even be like that if it wasn't for the Peach Bowl. Missing that field goal at the end of the Peach Bowl was just like, man, we can't let this happen again. We need a bona fide kicker that can make a 50-yarder at the minimum. And I didn't feel like we had that.
Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead, Dale.
Now I was going to dive into the. We're reaching the end of the show here, but before we do that, I just want to touch on the Indiana game a little bit. So how we're going to do that?
Before we finish, I want to say something very personal to one of the Ohio State players. You want me to say it now?
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Oh, yeah.
Cardinal Tate. Listen. That man had a homecoming game in his hometown. Played tremendous football. I don't know what that kid mental is right now, but listen. He was very cordial, respectable, and he was heads on. Cardinal Tate, man, I salute you, man. I really salute you, young fella. I wish you the best going forward in life. And, man, continue striving for greatness and be the best that you can, young fella. Salute.
100%. I'm glad you brought that up, man. Yeah, you can never even imagine what that dude's been through, and to come to his hometown and show out like that, dude, that was God. His hand over him the whole time, making those things happen, man. So glory to him for, giving him that opportunity, to have some good memories in that town. And it was awesome to see, man. I know all of Buckeye Nation loved it too. So that was awesome for sure.
Man, you see the crowd?
We didn't pick Cardinal Tate. You know what? I forgot that he was going home. Otherwise, he would have been in my prediction show. I forgot it was a homecoming for him.
Man, you seen the fan base at that stadium?
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was all Buckeyes, too.
It was a home game.
No, that might be the shoe too.
Yeah, right.
The shoe too. Like, come on, bro. We took over the stadium.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the offensive side of the Northwestern game, but we just did. Cardinal Tate, bro, showed up, showed out, man, did his thing. I've said it all year. He might be one of my favorite receivers on the team. One of my favorite players. The dude just a strong. You saw it, man. Strong hand. It's crazy, dude, because we have 3 number 1 receivers, maybe 4, right? Every time Brandon Ennis gets in, he makes a play. So
I love Devan. I love our receiver core. Period. I love
Mylan Graham. He made up for last week.
Please, can we get Mylan Graham in for a snap? I just like, even if it's a screenplay, because I know that dude is just so explosive. I love Bryson Rogers. Route running is incredible. Super elite. Him and BI, to me, like 2 best route runners. The wide receiver room is just the wide receiver room, bro. Don't come to Ohio State if you don't want to compete at wide receiver. Go to Oregon. Take that back.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this. That receiving group right now, they pushing each other, literally pushing each other, and I love it because listen, we don't hear nothing about Brandon Rogers no more. I'm saying this, doing this. Listen, if you you got to stay in, man. You got to develop yourself, man. You can't run. My thing is, as a coach, you cannot run from competition. You can't.
Right.
How you gonna better yourself? And that's what I dislike with some of these players out here, man. Like they just run for competition because they want to start off the back and this and that. Man, develop yourself, man. Like, come on, make it make sense. But to each his own. It is what it is. I don't see this like my whole entire life. I don't see it when I was playing ball. I'm still gonna see it to the day I leave this earth. So it is what it is, fellas.
Yeah. That's the other side to this recruiting high school kids thing, right? We get all upset when we lose a recruit or something, but in a sense, sometimes maybe it's weeding out some people that just ain't got it to be here anyway. You know what I mean? Because if you're if you're looking at people ahead of you and that's not why you're coming, if you're Quincy Porter, you're looking at this receiving room and you're like, no, I don't want to be in that. I'm never going to play. It's like, oh, do you want somebody? And listen, I just use him as an example. That is in no way or shape talking about his recruitment. I think he's going to be a Buckeye. But do you really want somebody like that on the team that like you said, Brett, shies away from competition? I mean,
well, we could sub Quincy Porter. We could sub him with DeCorian Moore because that is what happened. So, like, if you're DeCorian Moore and we all want,
there you go.
And you run to Oregon for that check and start right away because you're looking like, oh man, Ennis is in here, Tate is in here, Optimus Prime is in here, Bryson Rogers is over here, Marlon Graham is here, Chris Henry is coming right behind my back. Chris Henry's coming right behind my back. Yeah, let me go over here to Oregon. I'm taking this money. Let me go over here. Oregon's where's that? Nope. You heard what your boy Devan Sanchez said. BTA, boy.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Hey, Melo, we getting them shirts together. Tony's in the process of making it.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be fire.
Daniel and Dietrich were in the chat the other night, and we got their permission. We just need to send them shirts. That's it. So
absolutely, it's
in the works. We doing it, man. We doing it. So real quick, fellas, let me get your thoughts on what we need to see offensively. Let's start offensively. What do we need to see offensively from the Buckeyes for Indiana, specific to Indiana? Melo, start us off.
Run the ball. Run the ball, run it effectively, run it efficiently. A lot of RPOs. Once that happens, if you run at RPOs all day, this is why I like RPOs. Run the RPOs. The only way to stop it is play man. All right, you want to play man? Guess what? I like our wide receivers against everybody in your secondary. I don't care who's matching up with whom. I like all of our wide receivers over everybody in your DB room on your team. So run RPOs all day, move that pocket, and hit and throw if they're even, they're leaving. That's all you got to remember, Will Howard. If your wide receivers are even, they're leaving. Let it go. That's it. And they're not going to stop us. That's where I'm at with it.
I totally agree. This is going to be the test when it comes to the O-line. So they have to run the ball so they can see what our O-line can do with a lot of adjustment that's been going on since Simmons got hurt until now. So I really don't know the news or the report or on Seth, but next man up. Eventually, next man up. But yes, I would love to see the offense run the ball, literally. Even though we got a crucified receiver room, a receiving class. Listen, man, we got to run the ball. We got two-headed monsters. Feed them.
Right, that's true too.
Feed them boys. Feed them boys. Because listen, when you feed them boys, it go open up the sky.
Man, I really don't understand how anybody could stop this offense. When the offense is clicking, how can you stop it? It's too much, too many weapons, too many ways to beat you. It's just it's insane, man. That's why I still love our chances. I still believe we're winning a natty.
We're gonna win a natty. I'm telling you, we're gonna win a natty.
And it's in Atlanta, so we all gotta link up down here, bro.
Oh, I'm there like the fella. That's my second home, boss.
That's my second home. Hey, I see the hat.
I'm Atlanta Brave, folks. I'm Atlanta Brave, man.
Yeah.
Well, y'all have to show me the ropes. One time I went to Atlanta, I slept in a parking lot in probably the most dangerous part of town. Melo called me and said, dude, you got to get out of there, bro. Don't sleep in your truck.
It was pretty bad. I was going to pull up with him.
Yeah. Melo,
he's on the wrong side of Atlanta, bro. I was really worried about him for real.
Hey, what are you on, east side? You on the east side of Atlanta?
Nah, he's on the southwest.
Oh, Lord.
He wasn't that far from the airport, bro.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Hey, listen, dude. I called Melo. I said, Melo, dude, I ain't even got to, because I was getting ready to get on a plane. So I know I always have a knife on me, but I didn't bring it because I was getting on a plane. So I called Melo. I was like, dude, can you bring me a knife or something? I feel like I need something else to protect myself. It was hilarious.
Dude, I was bringing all my guns.
Yeah, he's
AR, the 22s, the 9, the 45, all of them. I was bringing them all.
Oh, shoot.
Hey, put up curse design.
What'd he put?
Oh,
Snow on the Bluff. Listen, I'm gonna tell you.
He wasn't on the bluff. I would have definitely went.
It's a movie. It's a document on this, yo. It's a document.
Yeah.
And Melo, you know, listen.
Yeah.
That dude got rich off that video, yo.
For real?
Yes. He got money off that video, bro.
But I've been in the Bluff when I was in college. You know, I went to Morehouse. So
okay.
I was up in the Bluff. That's a later conversation. That's not an internet conversation.
Yeah, I don't even know what y'all are talking about. We got to finish this Indiana chat up here, fellas.
Yeah, let's get to that.
My bad, Tim.
Hey, bro, I love it. I sit back and listen. I love it, man.
I want to see the offense run the ball more so they can open up the sky. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with Melo 100%. So yes.
Yeah, I agree. Offensively, like to solidify this game, it's in our offensive line. Can they protect Howard and can we run the ball? You know what I mean? If we can run the ball at all on this game, it's over with. We'll be able to do what we want because our secondary, you know, I mean, our receivers, you know, they're elite. But it's the key to the game to me is running, probably bigger, more so than most games that we've played. Running, you could always say running, but this game in particular, with looking at how Indiana plays their defense, all that stuff, run the ball. You know, do that. So defensively, what y'all got? I feel like there's only one way to go with this, but defensively, what's the game plan here? What do you think we need to do?
We got blitz. I want to see more blitz. I want to see more stunts. I need our DBs to tighten up a little more, play a little close, not too deep, but that goes based off the DC. With his calling signals, calling schemes, but I think our defense go play some hardball football, some hard body football, and only thing we can do is with the Saturday at noon, see what performance they show up with.
Amen. Melo,
I just want to see the D line get after it. I want to see some pressure on the quarterback, but this time, and somebody did. I don't remember who it was. It might have been. I'm not sure. But someone asked Jim Knowles specifically about QBs running and how we're like allowing a lot of big yards on a QB run. So maybe that's going to work in Jim Knowles' head because it seems like the media has been asking real questions lately. This is like the first year ever, and it seems like there's been adjustments. Like it's almost like the coaches are having a eureka moment or something. Like, oh snap, yeah, you're right. Let me work on that. And I want to see if they can keep the quarterback in the pocket because if we match up with Alabama or something, this is a good test because the quarterback likes to run. They like to do a lot of QB draws and a lot of little scrambles. That's where we normally get hurt off when we collapse the pocket and the QB gets up out of there. So I want to see how they're going to handle that, if they're going to use a QB spy or something of that measure. Because we're going to need to practice that even with like Dylan Gabriel. Or if we play Alabama, you know, you're going to have to figure out how to stop Jalen Milroe from running the ball. Because at some point, Kalen DeBoer isn't dumb enough to just be like, we're going to keep using him as a pocket passer. No, we're going to get him out here running because that's our best chance of winning. So we're going to need to be able to handle this down the road. So that's
eliminate mistakes as well. Eliminate mistakes as well.
Yeah, there's something very, very, very deceiving about Indiana's offense. And here's what it is. Rourke is a running quarterback. He had 800 yards rushing the year before. Did y'all know that as a quarterback?
No, I did not, but I can see what we're doing this year.
Yeah. So, but they just haven't had to utilize him like that. So I highly, highly, highly suspect that we see a lot of QB runs happening in this game. But, you know, I think it's make Indiana one-dimensional. Make it one-dimensional, man. Stop that run, right? And just put faith in our secondary. I have faith in them. I know a lot of people are worried, saying that's going to be what it is. Can we stop their receivers? I think we do. I don't think they can. Yeah, they're going to get some plays on us. Yes, they're going to. I mean, Rourke's too good of a quarterback to not throw a dot at least a couple times during the game. But I just don't see him keeping up with this, man. So that's where I'm at with that game. We're going to dive into it a little bit more tomorrow as far as Indiana goes. But, Brad, we need a score prediction from you before we hop off here for the Indiana game.
Okay. I like us 28-17.
28-17.
Yes.
I'm gonna get mine as soon as he steals it.
Go ahead.
We're kind of close. I got 27-13.
Ooh, I like that.
27-13, man.
I like
27-13.
I'm about to change mine. I had mine at 35-17.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with that if this rumor with Seth is not accurate. Hey, sorry, Mr. Bucknuts, Stilly Matt already. That's my score prediction. I'm gonna keep that if Seth is not injured, but if he is, then I'm gonna go more like 29-17.
Hey, I'm gonna call it now. This is going to be a very hot take. There's a lot of faith in this statement. If Seth is injured, that's a big if he is. I mean, it's leading more towards that way, but bro, we gonna keep on rolling, dude. We gonna keep on rolling on down the train, dude. We're gonna still be able to rush the ball, gonna get it figured out. Like I said, the example I gave earlier, dude. Everybody's got experience. Carson does. Austin does. The only thing it really hurts more than anything,
chemistry.
That and our depth. Pretty much out of depth.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, we out, son. So we scraping the bottom now, but I think we good for now, though. I think we're good. But all right, fellas. Any closing statements before we wrap her up?
Number one, fundamental. Number two, do it with your heart. And number three, have fun.
For me, number one, keep God first. Number two, keep God first. Number three, keep God first.
I mean, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Keep God first, man. Enjoy the season, right? Don't get caught up in all these negative stuff, going around, man. We still the Buckeyes. You lose a player, it's the next man up. We pray for him, and hope that it all is well. But we'll see what happens, man. Big time game. If you're going to the game, show up, show out, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget about our November 29th Scum Rant from 6 p.m. to midnight. The calendar is absolutely jam-packed full with people that are coming. It's going to be a way bigger deal than what I ever thought it was going to be. It's literally going to be in so much Red Bull caffeine. It's going to be intense. But don't forget to do that. Check out our website, BuckeyeBoys.com. You can see different designs we have on there. You can get our merch. Send the emails on there for our merch. So send me an email. Share us on your Twitter feed, all that stuff. We appreciate you guys. We've made it. We can now start taking super chats as soon as this process goes through. I got to fill out stuff and all that stuff. So we made it to the next step on YouTube. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to everybody watching. We appreciate you. We love you. On that note, go Buckeyes. OH.
Ow.